Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another 10-year interview as we cheers to 10 years as our birthday is coming up this October. I am joined by 17 Hats ambassador and 17 Hats member, Kally Efros. Kally, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here.
I appreciate you coming on to share your journey over the last 10 years of business. To dive in, can you tell us a little bit about you, who you are, where you're from, what you do, maybe how you found 17 Hats or when you started using 17 Hats?
Well, I am originally from Arizona. I'm currently bought a bed and breakfast hotel in Middle Tennessee. So we're just north of Nashville right now. And what I do is I have been a wellness practitioner for over 20 years, giving advice to people, helping people through some of the challenges and different aspects of that. My husband has been in the hotel industry for almost 40 years. So we bought a bed and breakfast hotel where we have a spa and we incorporate that wellness aspect and we feed people really great meals, farm to table meals. So that's what we're doing right now. My journey with 17 Hats started many years ago when I had a wellness store. We sold supplements and everything like that. And I saw clients and I was completely overwhelmed. Too much of a good thing, right? Couldn't keep track of all the paperwork. And I had hired somebody to help me manage all the people and all the things and still felt like I was running around. But she was getting ready to shift and was going to leave. And I thought, I can't train somebody new. She understands me. And so we both began looking and she found 17 Hats right after you guys launched. And she's like, Kally, I really think this is going to be an amazing thing. She part-time worked for me. She part-time worked for the small business, the Small Business Association or something in Arizona. So she worked with a lot of small businesses, right? And she's like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in helping small businesses. So we started incorporating it. When she moved on with her life, I had 17 Hats and I didn't need to replace her.
Yeah, I mean, I think so many people use 17 Hats as like their virtual assistant, right? They don't need a virtual assistant. They use it as their assistant, kind of their right hand and business, which I love. Um, what's some of your favorite features in it? Let's start there a little bit. We're going to dive into other things, but while we're talking a little bit about 17 Hats, what's your favorite? Everybody has a different one.
Well, my first favorite was the ability to keep track of my clients,
Yeah.
scheduling their appointments, which I was scheduling, client notes, billing them, all the things like in one spot. And I didn't have to go looking for anything. My Recently, I did take the time to set up online scheduling, and that's my new favorite because I don't have to go back and forth scheduling people.
I love that. Online scheduling, I feel like, is so important. Sure, you could use Calendly or Acuity or whatever, but having it all in one space and then having it integrate into like workflows and the contact project system already and having it all integrate into one, I think is super powerful.
Oh, yeah. I've got a link right now on my website where people can see consultations with me, but also they can schedule spa time to use our mineral baths. And so now I've got a link on my website where they can go and click which service they want. They click on the link, they answer a few questions so I know how many people are coming and comes to me, and then I make sure the time is good. It will send them out then a consent form and then an invoice. And it's all done right there. And then when people show up for their appointment, somebody, it doesn't even have to be me, it's whoever's at the front, can check in 17 Hats. Oh, they paid, they've got their consent form, good to go. It's so easy.
I love that. I think being able, it sounds like you have a workflow initiating the consent for, and so all of that goes out automatically, which just is so many less things for you to have to worry about, which is so great.
Oh yeah, I don't have to think of it. Before I started using workflows, it was like, okay, what do I do? And just re-going. And now the workflows make it just a breeze to go through.
That is awesome. So many people kind of are scared to use workflows because they either are like, oh, they're impersonal because it's automation, or they don't know their process. How did you get moving with workflows, or was that your assistant at the time and you didn't have anything to do with it?
Well, when I had Julie working for me, she would tell me what I needed to do. And we had just started, I mean, that was a long time ago. We just started looking at workflows. And I'm like, I sat down one day and I'm like, I really need Julie back to tell me what I need to be doing. And because she kept me organized. And I'm like, so I started exploring the workflows. The workflows tell me what to do. I set it up once. I take the time to get into that space. And some of my workflows are manual where I check the steps. Some of them are automatic for whatever the situation is. And it's like having my Julie back telling me, oh, don't forget, you got to send him this consent form. Don't forget, you got to do that. It's amazing.
I love that. Talk to me about your business over the last 10 years. I'm a big believer that your business grows only as much as you as the business owner grows, right? And that business is a mountainous journey. You have high highs and low lows. It's a marathon, not a sprint. How has the last 10 years of business been for you? Were there any aha moments or any tough moments that you really had to overcome, and how did you overcome those?
Oh, the last 10 years, 10 years ago, my business was significantly smaller. I mean, you match your business, I think, to the level that you can keep up with organization. And there's paperwork that goes with business. You can't get into business without paperwork. It comes with the territory. And before I began using 17 hats, before 10 years ago, mountains and mountains of paperwork, file folders, lost this note, lost that note. I was like, I had my client notes written down on this piece of paper and I can't find them in my office. And I'm like, oh, and it's like, oh, you saved it on Word, or it was just a mess. And so as I began incorporating and learning the 17 hat system, which was huge, it took me a couple of years to really feel like I was comfortable with it. And I still am learning every day. But I've been able to manage more clients. I've been able to see more.
Yeah.
I've been able to grow my business bigger because I don't feel like I'm swimming looking for those notes, or trying to keep up with who am I supposed to call now? Who am I supposed to reply to an email now? Every day right now, it's so simple. Like, my stress is reduced. 10 years ago, I would say my stress level was pretty high in trying to keep track of all the different things that comes with running a small business.
Yeah.
Today, I log into 17 Hats, my dashboard. Who's booked? Okay, let me take care of that. What email do I need to respond to? Okay, let me take care of that. And so my stress, as my business has grown with 17 Hats, my stress level is down. My big business is bigger. I can reach more people. We just launched our first large event. We've had some small events here at the hotel, the bed and breakfast,
Yeah.
but this spring we launched a huge event with an organizer, and 17 Hats did all the work, from the
Amazing.
promotions to the payments to letting people make payments.
Yeah.
So that's how it scaled me. I don't think I would have been able to have done that 10 years ago.
That's amazing. I feel like a lot of times time is our glass ceiling, right? We want to do all these things and we want to market and we want to network and the things that really matter with business growth, right? If you're not marketing, if you're not networking, you're not going to grow. But we just don't have the time to do them because we're just stuck behind the desk, sending the email, typing the email, scheduling back and forth with scheduling, phone calls, whatever, whatnot. And so I love that I feel like 17 Hats has allowed you to grow.
Oh, yeah. Every time I do an email that I am going to do, if I think I'm typing an email and I think, oh, this is something I tend to do frequently, it
Yeah.
automatically, I stop what I'm doing, I go create the template,
Yeah.
and then I've set it up. So, I mean, there's just certain things in business that you repeat over and over. Like, that's how you do business, you repeat. And so that's another wonderful feature of 17 Hats. It's allowed me to take the stress out of email. What do I need to say? What do I need to write? Nope, that's a template.
That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, 17 Hats, the initial creation of it, the thought process was like as you type the email, you could just click the save as template button as you go, right? So that as you were using it, you could just save templates, which I think makes it so handy that you're like, oh, wait, I'm going to need this again. Let me just save this as a template.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I do it both ways. For me, it's that, most, like, 90% of an email would be template, then 10% of it would be custom So
Which I love. Sometimes the template just allows you to have the backbone that you need there, and then you can just go adjust the 10%. And so that's 90% less work on you, which is amazing.
and another way I use the email templates, like I will send clients reports. And so I have the template done and I don't have, oh, I forgot to send this piece of information. Nope, it's got it all there. This question, I fill in the answer. This question, I fill in the answer. So it really has helped guide me. It's just a lot when I don't have to think about the business details and I can think about what I do best in working with my clients, running the hotel, one-on-one attention. I think my clients are getting more from me and better care. So that's another way my
Yeah.
business has grown.
That's amazing. Yeah, I think client experience is something that's huge, right? Like everybody wants to say, how do I stand out from all the other people in my profession? Whether
Yeah.
it's wellness coaches like yourself or photographers, balloon artists, chefs, bakers, whatever it is, the professions seem to be inundated at this point because it's so easy to go learn now through YouTube and online education and whatever, whatnot. And that inundation comes with people that know what they're doing and some people that don't know what they're doing, right? You have the combination. And so standing out from a crowd right now is ridiculously important.
Yeah.
And networking, I feel like, is more important than ever because it's so inundated with so many people trying to do the exact same profession as you. How have you been able to stand out from the crowd over these last 10 years and get your brand known and attention towards your brand?
Because I've got my emails set up where I can send emails to people,
Yeah.
it really looks like I'm sending custom professional emails to all of my clients that are ready made. It looks like it took me forever to make,
Yeah.
but it doesn't. It looks like I have a personal assistant because I have two different emails that I'm working in 17 hats. And so I can distance myself from, just the everyday normal tasks. So, my assistant actually is taking, 17 hats, is
Yeah.
taking care of a lot of the things. And they think I've got somebody else, here on the team.
Sure.
So it looks better client wise. But to be able to stand out, it's that one-on-one attention. When somebody sends me an email or they have a question, I'm able to see it right away because they show up in my 17 hats and they don't get lost in my regular email of non-business stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, client experience is huge. I feel like that is the way you stand out today, is by giving that one-on-one attention and by meeting them where they're at in their business. How has your client experience changed over the last 10 years?
I feel like I'm able to give more attention to their needs because I'm not having to spend so much time in the busyness and the paperwork and the billing. I send a bill to them, they take care of it. They're able to book online. I'm not having to go back and forth. So I'm able to really give more individualized attention. But I'm also able to keep just having everything in one spot in the client section where I can, oh, they have a history with me. Oh, they've done this. Oh, here's a note. This is what this person likes or doesn't like. And it helps to remind me of, any aspect about a client. I use tags now too. So I can go in there, like, because we now serve dinner at the hotel. And so I can, well, hates cheese or is gluten free. So in every way possible, 17 Hats has helped me to give more individualized, higher quality care.
I love that you're adding either contact or project tags to the contact or, like I said, project, depending, to know more about your contacts, because recurring clients are the best, right? Like that's always the goal, is to have, like, 70% recurring clients if you can. Um, so to be able to know their specifics, that's huge for client experience.
Yeah, we find that just that one little thing, and so it's a little quick tag like hates cheese, And so when I email, yeah, and I email them, I'm like, okay, are you going to be joining us for breakfast? I remember from last time that you didn't like cheese,
Yeah.
and that impresses them.
One, it feels personable. It feels like you care. I think that's the big thing. It feels like you care. I always use the example of, um, when you go to the doctor, if you go see doctors every year, They will come in and they will say, "Oh, last year we talked about blah, 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 or last time we talked about blah, blah." And the only reason they know that is because they read the file on the back of the door, right before they came in. And, I feel like as small business owners, we have to do the same to create relationships with our clients, and they'll trust us more. And if they trust us more, they spend more, right? They refer more. I think our clients are our best marketing partners.
Yeah. One aspect that, that I haven't even brought up is that when I was learning how to do the workflows and the scheduling online, the instruction from 17 Hats, the webinars and all the different things that you've
Yeah.
done, not only has taught me how to use 17 Hats, but gave me a real business background. Because I
Good.
went to school, I got a degree in natural medicine, and
Yeah.
and I didn't get a degree in, oh, how do you run a business? How do you run a small business? Like, who really, very
Yeah.
few people get that. But the information that came with how do you use your 17 Hats
Oh,
tool,
I love
like
that.
onboarding, client onboarding, and all of that was like, there was a wealth of information there that aspect of 17 Hats has really helped me grow in my business.
I love that because that is something we are extremely devoted to, especially since I've come on to 17 Hats in 2017, is combining the education of business with the functionalities and the features so that people can understand why do we need to send this? What's the purpose of this? We are so invested here, and so I mean, our mission, is for you to obtain whatever type of success you desire, right? And so we know that not everybody's gone to business school. In reality, business school doesn't really touch on what we're doing here as solopreneurship, right? So to be able to bring all of our members true real world advice, which is what we're doing with all of you, even on this 10-year interview, to shine some light on how do you actually run a business. I call it two different hats. You have what I call your passion hat, which for you is wellness. And then you have your business hat, which is all the stuff you have to do at business. And
And my least favorite part.
yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people think when you create a business, you're going to be wearing that passion hat 90% of the time and business 10% of the time. And it quickly becomes opposite, business hat 90% of the time, passion hat 10% of the time. And that's where burnout occurs. And
Mm-hmm.
the goal with 17 hats is to flip that again, right? Is to let you wear that passion hat 90% of the time and only that business hat 10% of the time. Um, that's our goal for all of you. So I love that you brought that up. Thank you for recognizing that as well. And I'm glad that we were able to assist you there. What does success look like for you? We always say we're trying to help you get to your success. Everybody's definition of success is different. For some people, it's, this huge multi-million dollar business. For some people, it's paying for their kids' college or paying for summer vacation. Everyone is different and everyone is respected in their desire for success. We just want to help you get there. What's yours?
Well, there's two parts to what success looks like to me. But the first part is that my business runs with or without me. And we're almost there, and we're almost there. And by that I mean that somebody else can log into 17 Hats and know exactly what to do because there are detailed notes not take over my wellness coaching, but there,
Yeah.
the spa in and of itself is part of our wellness package. But be able to go in and go, oh, we got to send that person a bill. They need this consent form. Whatever it is, it runs without me, so I can go on more vacations and the business keeps running. When Julie worked for me, it's been a little less than 10 years ago, I could go on vacation. She took care of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then she left, and then it was some ups and downs with
Mm-hmm.
the 17 Hats, but we're getting back there. So that's success to me, is that the business runs without
Love
me.
that.
My second part of success is that we grow and scale the business so much that it doesn't need me at all.
That's amazing. I love that. Well, congratulations to you and your success. I love your goals. I love you moving and grooving towards them. Thank you so much for being on here. If somebody wants to learn more about you and your offerings, I want to go take a mineral bath now next time I'm down there. Where can they find you?
I've got two websites. One for the hotel is the armorshotel.com. And then which you can link back and forth to them, but my wellness coaching is indigomountainonline.com.
Awesome. Do you, and your, is your coaching online as well? So anybody can, or is it in person? So
No,
online.
it's both in person and online. So I've got my one website, Indigo Mountain Online, because I've had that for 20 years. And then we acquired Armours Hotel, and we're merging.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. Cheers to you and your business and your success. We're so grateful for you being a 17 Hats member and for you coming to join us on this interview. So thank you.
I love 17 Hats. Thank you.
And to everybody tuning in with us for our interviews, what another great interview. So much information given down, passed down, so much wisdom here. I hope that you are enjoying these again as much as I am enjoying doing these. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. And until next time, cheers, everybody.